This is exciting. My lights came in today. So my current fixtures, I think they put out something like 15,000, like 14,000 lumens along those lines. Maybe it's 16. I'll have to look it up and I'll let you know. But these suck. You know, right now they're doing okay, but if it's cold enough in here, they don't even turn on, right? And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to pay out the butt for the new ballasts and transformer or whatever. So we're just switching to LED. All right, so exact numbers, the, why don't you come up more? I gotta cut more tape. But these are 1,800 each, so 14,400 lumens. And then these are supposedly, well, more obviously, so 4,500 per stick, and they come in a pack of 6 for like 120 bucks, so not too bad for LED. And that puts it at 27,000 lumens. So we're going to nearly double our light capacity out here in the garage. And they're single sticks, right? And they have this little connector thingies on the end, so you can actually chain them into each other. So what we'll do is we'll end up with a row, 16 foot of light, 16 foot of light, 16 foot of light. Okay, so that's everything out of the box. This is what it comes. It comes with more than I thought. So I thought that it came with 1 power cord and 5 extensions. Turns out it comes with 5 extensions, 6 power cords, and 6 stub ends for, you know, wiring it direct. Now, I wish these were longer because we're not gonna, you know, we'll see where those are, but we're not gonna use these. We're probably gonna end up cutting. Well, we'll cut what we need. Now the other part of the pack has these, so this is what can go on the ends, and you can hook them directly to each other to make them one long piece. They got some plugs, and they got these little snap mounts that they go on. So to figure out how many of these we're going to use per light, probably just 3. They're not that heavy. They don't need a lot. And then these aren't long enough to go through my drywall and into any of the wood up there. So we'll get a stud finder and some longer screws. Make sure these are going into wood and not drywall. So yeah, and then somebody hit the path light again, but it's all glued back on. I just have to put it back outside one of these days. Looks like we can afford 4 per light. It probably doesn't need that many, but there's no reason not to. Gives us 2 left over. We want it into the rafter tie, so it's in wood. And it might be hard to see on this end, but I got my laser level rolling, and I got a black mark. And they're probably 14 feet apart across that span. So now we should be able to zip in all 8 of those and then snap a pair of lights in place, because our next decent spot would have been where the garage door is, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put one along this rafter tie, so we'll have a pair of lights, and then we'll just do our next one over here, whatever the next section is. I think they're 24-inch centers or something, so there's probably one like here, and then another 24 inches gets real close to that door, and I don't think we need it there. There wouldn't be a whole lot of use for it. So I think having the pair together and one a little further this way would be just fine. There we go. Now, if I fall and hurt myself, everybody can watch it happen. I figure, why not test one row, right? Make sure that the link in the center is working correctly, and just see overall what they look like. I wonder if they're already on. Nope. So let's go ahead and turn the other lights off, since we still have a little daylight to crawl around with, and just see how it looks. Okay, so that center part's clearly not engaged all the way. Probably just needs a little wiggling. Fortunately, these slide easy. Let's give that a shot. There we go. So they do sit flush when that plugs all the way in. That was the only issue. Looks like they're perfectly centered, and I'll tell you right now, this is almost as much light as those fluorescents. Once the rest of these are up, yeah, it's gonna look good in here. It's has a more shoppy feel because it's not like the warm color that these other ones were. So if I turn them back on, yeah, you can see how they're like that yellowy glow. And now there's, I should leave those in here and have all of them. That would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it? Is just have way too much light. You can't have too much, right? But then mounting becomes kind of silly. And if I even go out, I'll just have lights in the ceiling. So, and I definitely want to use that to mount the next rail across. So yeah, those are going to come out. But at least now we have a temporary solution to give us lights while we take these down. So what I'm going to do is put those back off, go in and get some dinner, and we'll start pulling these off the ceiling. 24-inch centers are pretty common for a roof. So these are 48 inches apart. And put my extender in. Son of a bitch. Right, here's an example of how I'm splicing them to get an extra couple inches like we all want. So yeah, we have a part, twisted and soldered, and then shrink over it. Always put your shrink on first. It doesn't go on and all that great once they're together. Then I got a bigger tube to go over all of it, kind of keep it nice and tidy. Hopefully I made it long enough. I guess I had enough cord. I shouldn't skimp. It'd be better to have a little hanging down to tie up than have it not reach. But we'll get the rest of this together and we'll test it out. Oh, the other part. So what I did is followed it because you got like this triangle shape, and the center one's yellow and it's pointed up. So I just kept the line flat. Work your way all the way across the other side. And then when it gets to the end, you know that this should all line up and the center should be on top. So you know, we aren't getting any weird polarity issues, mixing up neutrals and grounds, that kind of stuff. I'm not sure it matters once it hits the lights, but yeah, try to do the right thing. And there's our final product. Looks pretty good. It'll do its job. A little bit of soot because I used the lighter. I can't find my heat gun, but it still works. Okay, hope it's long enough now. Really? Well, that's what I get. So, just like the wife said, bud meant short. Shit. This time I measured that way. It should be right. Should be. If it is, then we'll make another one because we'll need one more extension to get all these together. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, there we go. That's getting bright in here now. So that should already be, should be 4,500 times 4, so 18,000 lumens. So this is already brighter than the original lights, and I can tell. Maybe I'm biased, but because I want them to be awesome, but I think getting these last two up is really going to do well. Last part, since we're not color coded, we need to figure out which one's hot, which ones are neutral. So if I go, I think the top port's probably hot, and it's probably the yellow. No, it's not. Left side. Nope. Third's a charm. Okay, so this right one is going to be our hot. So I need to mark that the same on this for the wall. So that right side, there's a bare end, that one, just to be sure. Alright, this is going to be our hot. I'm going to get some black electrical tape on it. And then I'm going to differentiate between our ground and our neutral wire. So let's see, what's this top center one going to be? Top center is the ground wire, which means bottom right should be neutral. Good. So top center, and this guy is the yellow. So we know the yellow is our dude. So this is our neutral. We have our hot, neutral, groundy guy. So these two are color coded correctly, and this one's just yellow. And we'll remember that once we're up on the ladder. Okay, unplugged from the extension cord first. We'll pull that down. We put a plug in the end of it. But we're all wired up here, so that light splits off. Power hits those two, and this one changes it to his buddy. So now when I flip it on, I shouldn't get any trouble, and they should all work. Ooh, yes. Oh yeah. That's a lot of light. This is way better. Next step will be ceiling fan, but I gotta figure out the right way to mount it so it doesn't shake all over and fall down. I'll probably have to cut out some of the drywall and get some kind of mount that's sturdy enough before I do that. But yeah, all I got left to do is plug the ends and get Dave his ladder back.